Taylor, Milivojevic, Patrick, look at Boadu, and it's 1-0. That is exactly what we needed. Saw the run from Miron Boadu, Patrick plays him the ball, and the finish is rifled into the roof of the net. And inside 10 minutes, we have struck first. So we're pretty good to do this. Jesse's ball inside towards Ravel Morrison. Shot off target, but there's the full-time whistle. 1-0 victors at home here, and I've got to be honest, I don't quite know how CSKA beat Liverpool because they were poor tonight. Gets round him, finds Ravel Morrison into the area. Ravel Morrison, big save from Alisson. Boadu maybe on the rebound, and he's put it home. And inside 18 minutes, we have the lead. Home form is turned on in Europe. Morrison link up. De Groot bursting down the left, and there's the ball through. Isai is getting ripped apart as Daniel De Groot inside the area has put it in the side netting. We have a second. Their weak link for Liverpool, for me, was that right-hand side of their defence. And if you let Daniel De Groot run at you, there's usually one outcome. Full-time whistle from the game today, and it is a fantastic result for us. 3-0 victors over Liverpool. We go into second place in this Champions League group stage. I honestly didn't give us a chance when... Hello my friends, welcome back to another episode of our Career Mode series. Today we're going to be doing things a little bit differently. We have 4 games for you to watch, but 2 are post-com and 2 are going to be live. The 2 Champions League games which will feature against Liverpool and Barcelona, of course, as live comms. And in between then, we've got a couple of games to show you in the Eredivisie. So first up, we had NAC Breda, which I decided to go ahead and sim. And we came out comfortably with the victory there. But following that, we had to play Groningen at their place, actually. So not a nice team for us to play against. We featured a few games against them in the past. Sirkius loves scoring a banger against us, but luckily for us, he's no longer there. He's gone to Ajax, of course. I believe he was only on loan at Groningen. But they didn't make things easy for us when we took them on at their place because they started off the game strongly. And for the first half hour, I felt like I was under a lot of pressure. I did name a weaker side here because we did have that game against Liverpool coming up in days after this. So I thought to myself, I'm going to switch around the team a little bit, and it kind of cost us in the first half because they scored directly from a corner. A quite brilliant header as it found its way into the back of the net. And what made it even better for them, or more frustrating for us, was that it actually rooted Onana. He just stood there thinking the ball was going out, but the header had so much quality on it, as you can see, that it just went into the side of the net and in the back of the net in the end. So we were 1 down after 20 minutes. And like I said, for the first half, I was struggling to keep them out. But we made a few changes and got ourselves back into the game. Gibbs White with that shot. Well defended, though. Milivojevic then carried forward with 30 minutes to go. Found Patrick, who'd come off the bench. He laid it on to Ivan Herrera. His shot well saved. But there was the skipper to smash it home with 30 minutes remaining to give us the leveller. Milivojevic has popped up recently with a few moments of quality, and there is another one. This one with Paul's back level, of course, scored the winner in our first game of the season from the spot. Scored a penalty recently as well, so quite a good free agent signing, if you will. And then a moment of madness as Jordan Abita came down the right and nearly scored from a cross as he hit the crossbar. Keeper didn't have it covered, and it went out of play, and that ended off the game then. So a 1-1 draw against Groningen. I did say they were a tough task to beat, and that proved to be the case again over at their place. But it's a point gained and not the defeat. But let's head then into Liverpool for our next Champions League fixture. My friends, it is time as we will go to Anfield to take on Liverpool. You saw it last episode. We were unbelievable in the 2 Champions League games we played. But a bit of a disappointing start to today's episode with that game against Groningen. But we'll bounce back here, hopefully, against Liverpool. But we know Anfield is no easy place to go. They make it very difficult. And it's one of the only grounds in the game, actually, where you can actually hear the sort of atmosphere coming into it. Now, I'm not sure if I can show you all that, because I don't know if I get copyright or anything like that. But I know for sure here, we are in for one of the toughest nights that we're probably going to play in this group stage. The question is, will we see Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane? Now, last time, we saw them come off the bench. That was because I felt that they maybe had a bit of a rough ride in the Premier League, which led them to having to rest them. You remember, we made 9 changes before the game against Liverpool last episode, so I'm assuming they did a similar thing. But the thing was they didn't start that game. They came on and didn't really do anything either to change it. So it wasn't as if those two being on the pitch would have made a whole bit of difference. But if they are starting tonight, Anfield is their stomping ground. And we do see Virgil van Dijk on the left there, so it is going to be incredibly tough to break him down, although he didn't play too well in that first game against them. Without further ado, though, let's head over. We are in England. We're at Anfield. We're going to see if we can take down Liverpool and essentially maybe even book our spot in the knockout rounds of the Champions League. I think if we win here, that will give us Europa League football at least. So again, for Liverpool then, this is how they line up. No Salah or Mane. They are on the bench again. I'm not entirely sure what's going on, but if you listen to the crowd right now, you might be able to hear it. It's already started. You'll never walk alone. And this is going to make the players right up for this game, I think. Let's just, sit back and take this in a little bit. Of course, our lineup is here for you to take a look at. The substitute bench, decent, but it's a 4-3-3 as always. Midfield 3 of Patrick, Milivojevic and Morrison. Front 3, Daniel de Groot scored last time, so did Boadu. And Erdegaard was very good last time out as well in the episode. So we are off and running at Anfield. We are going to see one of these sides hopefully take the win. We got the last one. What are we going to get from this one? No Mane and Salah just yet, but I'm sure they will come off the bench. And like I mentioned, they weren't brilliant when they did come on in that last one. So I don't really fear him too much. Hisai, though, at fullback did have a very, very tough night, didn't he? And he's going to need to be better during this one. Here is Patrick. Ball towards Erdegaard. And Erdegaard now has Robertson for company. Erdegaard turns inside of Robertson. Finds Ravel Morrison. Off towards Boadu. That's an important block in the box. I don't know who's made it, but that was a vital block inside their box as Liverpool were opened up with our first attack. It started with Erdegaard. Morrison's ball to Boadu. And I thought for sure he was going to find the back of the net. Fantastic piece of defending from Liverpool immediately as we have an attack ourselves. Now Robertson going down the right-hand side. Easy ball to Firmino. Bardini Pinera going over to be a little bit of company. Not a lot really happening just yet, though. The ball swung in. Robertson's header. Side netting. Far better than I expected there from Robertson. But 10 minutes in, and already both teams really up for this. That is poor from Hisai again as he lets Daniel de Groot play a quick 1-2. And he drives forward. De Groot lifts one in. Erdegaard! And Martin Erdegaard strikes at Anfield after 14 minutes. And yet again, it's come from Liverpool's right-hand side. You've got to sort these problems out when you're playing against us. Where is Trent Alexander-Arnold? Of course, we are 3 seasons in. It may well have moved from Liverpool. I will check this after the game. It just baffles me. The fact that they still started Hisai even after the performance he put in at our place last time out. One winger to the other. Erdegaard scores, and we are in front at Anfield. Liverpool in need of a quick equaliser, and that is just... Ref, really? That didn't really even do anything there, but it's going to give Shaqiri, who is a bit of a dead ball specialist, an opportunity to try and find the corner of the goal. Firmino runs over the ball. Shaqiri, it will be to strike it for Liverpool, and it's just over the top of the crossbar. It wasn't too far away from Shaqiri. I'm sure he would have thought to himself, maybe he should have done a little bit better with this. Onana, I think, pretty much had it covered, as you can see. But at least there's a positive sign from Liverpool. Not sat back, not waiting for us to make this even worse for them. They are trying to come forward and craft a chance or two. My only thing for them is that will it cause them problems if we catch them on the counter as Bice's ball not going to be picked up by Miron Boadu. And that is cleared into touch by Van Dijk. Beister towards Erdegaard again. Erdegaard swings in the delivery. Daniel de Groot might reach it. He does, but he side blocks the effort. And then Ravel Morrison on the rebound has ballooned the volley over the bar. Well, that's not exactly brilliant from Ravel Morrison. Not what we associate with his quality. But again, it was de Groot with a header. Hisai did just enough to put him off. Oh, Hisai's won that ball back off. Has picked our pocket and surely... Yep, Liverpool won. Graafschap won. Oh, it's come from our own error as well. Trying to play our way out of defence. It's a great pick out to an unmarked Zielinski. And you know what? I've been ripping him apart in this game here, Hisai, but I have to give him credit there. He picked the pocket really well of Greg Taylor. Slid in just in front of him. It's not brilliant goalkeeping from Andre Onana, but when the player's in that position, that close, you can't really ask him to do much more. But, I mean, that as a save doesn't say a lot about him, does it? our number one. And Liverpool back on level terms. And that is why commentators' curse is a thing. I've been ripping into Hisai all game long, talking about how he's having a poor performance again. Just so happens he's the reason Liverpool are back in a game. And Virgil van Dijk has gone in strongly on his fellow countryman Patrick. And that's lost us the ball again here. We just need to calm down all of a sudden, because Liverpool now, the fans are behind them, and they're beginning to build a bit of momentum. So if we can just keep calm, we've wasted a lot of good chances here. And the fact of the matter is, we could have been home and dry after this game. Just need to get back on the ball and play our usual performance. Salah trying to make things happen since his introduction. A minute to go, and minute and a half even. Van Dijk stood over the free kick. Really should be in the box himself, and that's Boadu underneath it. I'd take a point here gladly, but we might be able to get more. Boadu running out of steam a little bit though. Forced to just play the ball off, and now Chong in towards the feet. No, the pass was on to Ravel Morrison, and he went to Boadu instead. That's full time though from Anfield. We get a 1-1 draw, which isn't a terrible result away from home. Obviously much happier than Jurgen Klopp and his men. So there we go. Unfortunately, could not repeat our heroics against them last episode where we defeated them 3-0. But a point from Anfield is nothing to turn away. It's a very, very good result. And it still keeps us, I believe, in second place in our group stage with Barcelona to come for the final game today. Now, following that, we had Heracles at home again. As I mentioned before, because we are playing a lot more games now, we're playing continental football. We will be simming a few more in the league, and with them being home games, I felt we'd get a result. But unfortunately, we ended up with a 1-1 draw there, so maybe embarrass myself a little bit, if you will. And then it was time to take on PSV. Just before we came into this, they were unbeaten in the league. But the game where we played Heracles, they played somebody and ended up losing it. So at this current time, as we went to take them on at their place, we were the only side left in the division undefeated. And it actually surprised me to see this, but both wingers, Daniel de Groot and, of course, for them, Hervin Lozano, were actually the top scorers in the league, top 3 at least. And they have a very good squad, of course, PSV. We know about them. They are arguably the strongest other side in the Dutch league at this current time. But we started off this game very strongly. Back to our starting 11. No, didn't let up for any of this one. I wanted to make sure we had our first team out. I wanted to give them a tough game because at this current time, they were close to us in the league. They're only about 3 or 4 points behind. So it was a chance to kind of open that gap a little bit. It might have even been only 2 points or even 1 before we came into this. But I just wanted to open that gap a little bit and try and basically take the game to them and do our best in order to find some breathing space, especially if we get through in the Champions League, because they're going to take up a lot of our resources, having to play our best side, of course, to win games. And it might mean the case that we end up dropping points because of the fact that we have so much more football to contend with. So we have to take that and keep that in consideration. But at 1-0 up, PSV had a chance. It was well saved by our number 1, Andre Onana. And then Boadu in the second half, as soon as we got things back underway, broke through and slotted home into the top right corner to make it 2-0. And at this point, I kind of felt a bit more comfortable. I took my foot off the gas a little bit. And that was a bit of a problem because you can't do that against a side like PSV because they will cause problems. And as you can see, they did actually find another chance. And it was a way back into the match. Bergwijn, lovely skill, just about keeps hold of the ball, finds Herving Lozano, and he gets his 8th of the campaign to take it back to 2-1. Giving them a lifeline, but I'll show you this finish again because it's a very, very good finish. Nothing Onana could have done about it. As I said, great work from Bergwijn. But at 2-1, you're thinking, we can't throw this away now. We really cannot throw this away. And 20 minutes to go, we had a golden opportunity to make sure of the points. Erdegaard's cross. Somebody you'd want in that final third. Miron Boadu gets on it and he heads over the bar. The keeper completely missed it. But I do have to say this. I think he did enough there to put off Miron Boadu. And it was not meant to be. They get a corner. I'm thinking, no way. I'm not going to lie. When I did this with Boadu, it was a have it moment. Get out of there. Do you know what I mean? Just smash it as far as you can. Have it, if you will. And we cleared our lines to make sure. So a 2-1 win opens up a little gap to PSV in the league, but nothing too much. But it does give us that little bit of breathing space in ahead of the Champions League fixtures. Up next, Barcelona. Believe in the news articles, apparently if we secure 3 points here, we'll get safe passage through to the Champions League. Now, that requires more, CSK as well losing their game, so I don't really know if that's going to work. They beat Barcelona 2-1 in that last one after we drew 1-1 with Liverpool, and now they take on Liverpool, in fact. So, yeah, a team that I didn't expect to be fighting with us, that is the case. So, we are 5 ahead of Liverpool, and I think if we didn't get in the Europa League at least here, that would be disappointing. But for us, It's Barcelona at our place. We went over to the Camp Nou and we played our socks off, but we just could not get anything out of that game. I'm hoping we don't have a similar situation here. Obviously, we welcome them to our place and we will give everything we have got to try and take them down. For us, it's our usual 11. I'm sure we will see Messi on the other side of this in that one as well. So I am fully expecting to see the main man, the GOAT, in there. We'll see if that is going to be the case. Up next, Barcelona with a chance at securing ourselves a spot in the knockout rounds of the Champions League. Further than the board wanted. They only said group stages. Champions League song over and done with, and we are ready for the game. As you can see there, Coutinho is lining up for them. I've not actually seen Messi as we went down the line there, so I don't know if he's playing or not, if he's injured potentially. But yeah, it's a bit strange to see. I didn't actually notice him. I might have just missed him. There's every possibility that I did that as well. But there is our 11, of course, unchanged from the side that drew with Liverpool. And again, Odegaard had a great performance over there. So did Daniel de Groot. But here is the Barcelona lineup then. And I did miss him because he is in the team. So I take that back. Messi starts up front. Albarui's on the bench. Malcolm, Jesse Lingard as well, or if they need to call upon them. Suso, Coutinho alongside Messi, Milinkovic-Savic, Artur and Gomez as a midfield three. So again, on paper, a far superior side to ours. But we gave everything we had over at the Camp Nou. And now we have home advantage. Will it carry us through? Even a draw would be a respectable result, in my opinion. Boadu through to Ravel Morrison. Daniel de Groot is on. And we found de Groot for the first shot of tonight. It's deflected. It's back towards him. He's tried to lob to Stegen with a header. And it was never really going to work, was it? But it's positive to see him getting in behind early on. He's going to have to be on form tonight. He will be vital to our success if we get any. And it's going to have to probably come through Daniel de Groot. So nice to see him get in behind immediately. I mean, a defeat here isn't the end of the world. But if CSK do beat Liverpool, it means we have to beat them in our final group stage game. Here is Beister now up from fullback. Beister's cross swung in towards that near post. I believe it touched a Barca body on the way through. It has done, and it will be a corner ball. Milivojevic then to take this. Swings it in towards Beister. Up they go. And it starts to come away with this. It's been a positive start so far. Odegaard maybe from distance. Going to get a shot away. Oh my goodness, what an effort. Stegen palms it out. We are putting pressure on early on here. Milivojevic's corner. Stegen makes it look easy. Beister. Milivojevic. Look at the on-running run from Greg Taylor. Where is the other run coming in? It's come from Boadu. Boadu now under control. Need his aerial presence in the box though, really, as Patrick on the ball. Spreads it out towards Odegaard. 1-2 with Ravel Morrison. It's absolutely brilliant. Odegaard gets it back and pulls it back. And that is a brilliant move. Finished off quite sensationally by Miron Boadu. That is what you love to see. Tell you, when we put moves together like this, nobody stops us. The cutback from Odegaard towards Boadu, and the finish is quality. That's why we give him the nod over anybody else. Look at that. First time, inside of the foot, top corner. No chance for ter Stegen. Dream start here. The one thing we didn't do at Camp Nou was score. We've already done that here. Fantastic. Of course, the beauty is as well in when we... oh, no, that's bad. No, that's not where I wanted that pass at all. And now we might be in trouble. Messi squeeze it through to Suso. Oh, Nana, there's no more time than I needed you right now. And Suso's fluffed it. Big opportunity for Barcelona. That is poor from Suso. If it's Messi, that's in. And that's 1-1. What I was going to say is the bonus is with knockout. Oh, for God's second time, I've tried to play that ball to the right-hand side while talking about this point, and I've given it away. I'm not going to play it down the right while I make this point, and that way I can't give it away. With knockout football, of course, we play two legs, one of them having the home advantage, and seems like at the minute, at home, we are pretty damn decent. Milinkovic-Savic towards Coutinho, just lays it off to Messi. Bardini Panera, good tackle. Milivojevic does enough to put them off, and we've actually played our way out pretty well there. Not only that, but look at that for a ball through from Ravel Morrison towards Daniel de Groot, who's got the run coming in from Morrison. He's let it run towards Patrick, and ter Stegen saves it. Morrison should have taken that. Why did he let it run? Ravel Morrison lets it run to Patrick, who has the effort. And ter Stegen makes the save. The move that we crafted there to break them down was brilliant again. Oh, Ravel Morrison, why did he not take it? Coutinho's delivery in. Straumann does enough to put anybody off in there that wanted to attack that. Ravel Morrison plays an easy ball to Milivojevic. Now Daniel de Groot back towards Ravel Morrison. It's been good so far here. Ravel Morrison will play Chong out wide. 14 minutes to go and Barcelona stretched again here. Jong carries in the area, lows one inside. That's a low cross this time. Beister with a header. Here is Coutinho. I actually think it's Messi. I think Messi's gone off Rabo Ruiz. I think that was the change they made. Coutinho's delivery, please not now. Greg Taylor underneath it. Does enough to put his man off. And there is the full-time whistle. Barcelona 0. The Graafschap 1. We take down the Spanish Giants. We owed them after last time at the Camp Nou. And that, my friends, depending on results elsewhere, has secured our spot at least in the knockout rounds of the Champions League. In fact, I'm not sure what happens now because we've beaten Barca once. We've lost to Barca once. We've beaten CSKA and they play against us next. So, depending on result, we could have done it. We'll see what happens when I come out of this game. But what has to be said is that we deserve that. And the goal that we scored to win it was truly brilliant. I actually want another quick look at this. Look at that 1-2 there firstly. And then, of course, Ødegaard pulls it back. First time, no problem at all from Miron Boadu into the top right corner. This is a finish of the highest quality from such a young star. Look at that. I mean, just easy as you like. Side foot. Not even looking at goal, by the way. That's audacious. I didn't even realise that. He didn't even look at the goal when he did it. He just knew where he wanted to put it and he got it in there. Look at those match facts. Thoroughly deserved that. And that, my friends, is where we will end today. As you can see, unbeaten still in the league. PSV did lose. Not only did they lose to us, but they lost another game just before that. So actually, at the minute, we are the only side left unbeaten in this particular season. But of course, this is what it's all about, the Champions League. And this is where we find ourselves topping Group D after 5 games. So we have booked our spots into the knockout rounds because Liverpool did defeat CSKA. So at the moment, next episode, we will fight it out to see who's going to get first or second seed, us or Barca. Because the head-to-head record at the moment is the same, they beat us 1-0 at their place, we beat them 1-0 at our place. If we were to lose this game and Barca beat Liverpool, I'm not sure how it'll work. I don't know if it goes to goal difference then after that. So at the minute, it's actually favourable for us. But of course, if they win and we lose, that could all change. So I don't know if we're ever going to finish for this one, but we look around quickly at the other groups and you can see there's some other things starting. For example, in Group A, Porto, PSG, Leverkusen all could still finish in second or second that. So if we top our group, we could get any of them. It's going to be Inter or Sporting from Group B. Group C, Spurs, Club Brugge, Roma all could still finish second. Group E, Manchester City, Napoli, Dynamo Kiev as well. F, obviously, Hoffenheim, Man United, Real Betis. And as we scroll down, you can see who's who. So even if we get through, which is now guaranteed, if we finish first, it's still going to be a tough game. If we finish second, it's still going to be a tough game. So I will need to think about that and maybe start swapping some players around, making sure we've got fresh legs, if you will, in those ties. But a massive thank you for watching for today. If you have enjoyed it, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, a massive thank you for all of your support as well. Really appreciate that. If you are new around here and like what you see, hit that subscribe button down below. And I will see you all again tomorrow with another video. Have a fantastic Saturday night. Catch you again tomorrow. Adios.